Kayfabe Avenue.
Justifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream rise to the top. Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I'm Richie Moon,
And I'm Kayfabe AJ.
and this is Kayfabe Avenue, and we are back with another top five list. And today we are talking about the top five women's champions all around. There's been a lot of great women's champions from across the board, so let's not waste any time. Once again, the criteria for this is storylines. The criteria for this is impact. The criteria for this is moving the needle. And before we get into this top five, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Kayfabe Avenue all over YouTube and wherever you listen to podcasts at, you can listen to at Kayfabe Avenue. So without wasting any time, any more time, my good sir, my bro Chacho, let's get right into it. Champions, top five champions for the woman across all of wrestling.
For
Let's kick it off with no
2023.
gosh.
So this year's ending, there was a lot
Oh,
of women, um, a lot of women that made impact this year. There's a lot of good,
yes.
healthy divisions across multiple promotions. So this wasn't it wasn't that easy to decide. But at number five, we have the timeless Tony Storm. And should we even have to really explain ourselves fully? Not the spin and
Well, the
change.
timeless one. Yes, yes. Timeless Richie Moon has entered the building. I mean, the timeless one has proved over her multiple title runs that she should stay AEW Women's Champion. I truly think that she puts on some of the best matches in their division. And a couple of weeks ago, when at the time to against Akara Hashida, they really showed that when the women get time in AEW, they can really showcase. They can really have great matches. So, Tony, we know that you listen to our podcast from Timeless Richie Moon. Please give Timeless Tony Storm and all the other women in the woman division more time
More
to
time
dazzle. And
and
with that being
more
said,
more character development like Tony, which took time over vignettes over the
it's
couple
been
of
happening
weeks.
more and more.
You know, I see that they're finally listening, they're aiming to build more women, and they've been showcasing more women. But the way Tony Storm landed on this list was because of the way her character developed on TV and continues to develop on TV, not more so the longevity of this reign. So let's move on to number four, which is Bianca Belair, another person who didn't
Oh,
have the whole year, but she had 6 months in this year, top of the game, giving top matches with multiple women. I don't think you could disagree. You have a few things to say about Bianca Belair?
I mean, she is the EST for a reason. She dominated. Her title reign was dominant from. I mean, she held it from Mania to Mania, and then dropped it for a little bit, and then held it again for all the way into SummerSlam. I mean, she is what she says. She is the EST. I think I think Bianca is badass. She came back from injury, and she's definitely one of the top champions, one of the top superstars, a needle mover, all that.
Yeah. I'm glad that she came back. She led the war games, the women's war games. I want to shout that out.
Yeah,
She led the team for that, and they won. But Bianca definitely big things. She had a long run with her belt. I
yeah,
think the longest SmackDown's women's champion, in fact. So big
probably.
up to Bianca Belair at number four. Moving on to number three, someone who is a travesty. It's a shame. It's straight up fucked up that she's not even on a television show. Is
No,
strictly streaming for Ring of Honor. The redheaded stepchild that Tony Khan decided to buy when he
right,
could barely manage his women's division on AEW
right.
itself. So Athena has been a standout of the women's division over there, carrying that belt for a long time at this point.
Yeah.
Really having the best women's matches that Tony is
Not showing.
providing and not
Right.
showing.
Right.
um,
Crazy.
so Athena had to smash into this list, smack dab in the middle.
Right.
Anything to say about Athena?
Please show more Athena. I've seen some of her matches. She's done really good stuff. She made Ronda Rousey look really good in their match, in their tag team match. It's she's doing amazing things down there in ROH, but unfortunately, not a lot of people are seeing it, and that's why we're putting her smack in the middle of the list. We know that you see all these other people more, but you got to call good wrestling where it's at, and Athena is really doing her thing. So hopefully in 2024 we see Athena more on our TV.
Yep, can't argue with that. I think that was well said. Moving on to the second spot, another person who's not in the main shows of AEW or WWE, but on another promotion, Impact Wrestling.
Yep.
Very dominant, came from WWE as well, but has completely I wouldn't say reinvent herself because it's still a lot of the same, but
Yeah.
she finally proved
Added layers.
that she's
Yeah.
at yeah, she added layers to herself that proved that she was as good as everyone thought she was, and she
Yep.
could have been pushed way better way more to the forefront of any women's division. We're
Yep.
talking about Trinity,
Yes.
aka Naomi from WWE. But Trinity's the champion at Impact and has been making the impact for the entire year. Any words for about Trinity?
Trinity's dope, like you said. Adding those layers to her character. She's improved on the mic. She holds matches. She main events. She was one of the headlines for their thousandth show. They're really putting a lot of stock in Trinity, and she has proven that she can carry the weight, she can hold the weight, she can run with the weight, and it really seemed like there's really no end in sight for her title run. She's on a historic title run right now, so shout out to Trini. Shout out to Trini Fatu, to the Oos,
Yep.
to
Well said.
Mrs. Oos.
Um, I want to give a quick honorable mention to Becky Lynch and her NXT title run, elevating a couple NXT talents, putting them on Raw, also pushing a couple women on the Raw's division to the forefront, giving opportunities to shine new talent, which is always amazing. Crazy enough, the WWE Women's Champion, honorable mention, Io Sky, and it's not because she's not giving us amazing matches, and it's not because um she's not providing good content. I think we both agreed that she's been kind of in the shadow of Damage Control, and
Yes.
her having a mouthpiece with Dakota Kai now and before Bailey. Um, she still has to kind of stand behind while being the main person in the group.
Yeah.
So, big things as far as the stable, big dominant woman stable for the one of the first time in history, over there in WWE. So, still big things.
And
So, good honorable
and,
shout out to her.
unfortunately with Io Sky, for some reason they've even as champion, she's lost a couple of times, even as champion, which is
Yeah,
really weird. She's losing three ways and tag team. Not for the title. She's obviously still champion, but though she'll get pinned a lot, and that's just really weird. So
yeah.
that's another reason why she's an honorable mention.
A quick honorable mention before we run out of time. Tiffany Stratton. I think we
Yeah.
needed to highlight her over at NXT. But at number one, everybody knows who it was. You got to know who it is. Mommy is always on top.
Always.
And it's way too many reasons to explain, but the short and narrow of it all is the leader, whether Damian Priest wants to admit it or not, the leader of the biggest faction going on in WWE right now, miles above the men as far as the image of that group. Helped elevate Dominic Mysterio, has a dominant run, solidifying a new world championship. What more can we say? She's on SmackDown, she's on Raw, she's on NXT, she's helping Drew go to the dark side a little bit. Do
Right.
you have any
She's head
words
and
for
shoulders.
Rhea Ripley and her run
My mommy's
and her
head and
number one
shoulders.
spot?
Mommy is head and shoulders above everyone. She's at that kind of like that Roman position that he was at last year, where she is just so far above everyone. Mommy's a dominant champion. That's her division. It is Rhea Ripley and company. There's very few women that are believable contenders to beat Mommy. Like you said, she's all over. She's in the main event. She's everywhere. Her hands are in everything. She's probably the leader of Judgment Day. Shout out to Mommy. Mommy's always on top. I don't think there was any argument that Mommy could not be number one. Even though I tried to resist it because I don't like her. Because I don't feel like she's had the best championship run. But the impact that she's had, can't argue that.
Yeah,
Can't
I
argue that.
think
She affects
the
everyone.
championship run itself has gotten better over the past couple of months.
Yeah,
Especially
it's
with
just because there's
contenders
the
coming back from injury and the
yeah
fact that
yeah
they've been taking time to actually build out other women to eventually face her, and she's been defending her
that's
title a
what they
lot
need to
more.
do.
Recently
Yeah.
having a fatal 5-way at Crown Jewel, so she has been having a couple of standout moments and elevating people, giving
Sure.
people chances like Maxine Dupree. So,
Mhm. And
um,
she's almost a victim of her own success because there's just not that too many competitors for her.
yeah, that's true. But that's gonna change for sure in 24 with the way they building out the division. I definitely have
Yeah,
faith in Triple H's booking. And I think Mommy's gonna be on top for a while though.
she will be. She
I
will be.
agree. I 100% can agree with that statement. She's gonna be on top. That has to be probably the truest thing I've said in this whole thing regarding anybody on this list. So with that being said, that was the top five list. Rhea Ripley at number one. Um, You can follow us at any podcast platform that you listen on, Apple, Spotify. You can see us on YouTube, all at Kayfabe Av. Join the conversation. Also at Facebook. Let's put the group out there. Join the conversation. Give us some ideas. Argue with us about these top fives if you want. But I have been Kayfabe AJ. There's been Mr. Richie Moons, Kayfabe Av. Kenny, take us home.